Last year, it was the Three Peaks Challenge, and this year, Amanda Holden became the first ever member of the public to climb the famous Blackpool Tower, once again reaching new heights for charity. I think she was the first member of the public ever to get to the top of that particular pole.
I can't wait to hear how her tummy was going through all of that. Alexander Armstrong, though, who is also doing his bit for Global's Make Some Noise, the charity, seems to have gotten off rather lightly in our view. He's conducting an orchestra. Look at him there in his Classic FM studio with Amanda
Where's
in heart.
the danger in that?
Well, shall we have a look?
Where's the jeopardy in that?
Shall we have a look and then we'll tackle him on it and also Amanda in a moment. Let's have a look at what they got up to.
And Amanda Holden, Alexander Armstrong are here to tell us all about it. Alexander, while you work out your explanation for this complete pop-out, Amanda, that looked really scary and frightening all the way up there. Did you get any vertigo?
Oh, gosh. Do you know what, Ed? It was honestly one of the worst experiences of my whole life. I had no problem with the sort of start of it. All good, all fine, all for a great cause. And then suddenly I sort of see this ladder that's been connected loosely to the flagpole and I'm going up it. All the right safety equipment. I just want to say thank you to the people that were there with me, because obviously I couldn't have done it without them. But it was just horrific. Just inching my way up, I did not want to do it when I got to the top. But you know you have to keep going.
Were you gripping with your knees?
I was gripping with everything, and I had this like rope harnessy thing round my waist, and the guy was going, "Okay, Amanda, now I need you to just take your hands off the pole and lean back for a photo." And I was going, "What?" So I was leaning back for this photo. That was the image that went out.
We're seeing the photo now. It's brilliant.
I mean, you know, you've done some extraordinary things, Amanda, but I imagine that when you go from the sort of stability of the more firm structure and it gets more and more apparently flimsy, that's when your tummy really goes.
There's probably a metaphor there.
Yes, no, honestly, and I had 2 coffees before I went up, which was a bit of a mistake. But I was, I think the weirdest thing was you go up and you're having to trust the person opposite you and the fact that there is nothing really to grip onto. There are just the sort of metal Victorian scrolls that, you know, the decoration that I am having to put my feet on in order to stay up there. And I was just praying my trainers wouldn't slip at any minute. I was strapped in, but still, even if I'd fallen, I would have been swinging from that pole, and that would have been scary. But it's all for Global's Make Some Noise. So when you think of the small charities that we're doing it for, honestly, it doesn't seem like a big deal at all.
OK, we're going to talk about that because it's an important moment. And actually, that will set into context Alexander Armstrong, because, of course, Global's Make Some Noise is all the stations, including Smooth, mine, get involved with raising money. And, Alexander, of course, you're doing your bit for Classic FM. Now, she has scaled the heights of Blackpool Tower, right?
Yeah.
Being the first member of the public to get up that far.
Sounds really scary, doesn't it?
It's brave.
It's really scary.
It's incredible.
Took a lot of gumption.
Alexander, what are you doing?
Listen, as you very well know, it's written into my contract, I only ever go up vertiginous heights if I'm accompanied by Ed Balls. So, there we are. My challenge was yesterday to conduct an orchestra, but I have 5 days of challenges. 5 days. I have no idea what the next 4 days hold.
Wow.
Who knows? Perhaps I might be learning to dance a hornpipe. I don't know, a quadrille. It could be anything. So I'm living on the edge as well.
It's huge jeopardy. So you're doing things directly musically related. How daunting was it conducting an orchestra?
Well, you know, you've got to stand up in front of an ensemble of professional, hardened, seasoned musicians. And they've seen a lot of conductors, good and bad. So, you know, you're putting yourself in the crosshairs there slightly.
I've been learning I've been learning to conduct the BBC Singers this year for a concert in November. And my dad said to me, Eddie said, they're so good, they can do it whatever you do. Regardless of what you wave, they'll still be brilliant. Did you actually feel as though... Did you have any influence at all on what the orchestra did?
It was a bit like having a stick-on steering wheel on a self-drive car, I think, probably. But I did a little bit of dynamics, and a little bit of rubato, Ed.
Yeah.
You know, I know how you like a bit of rubato.
I feel like you should have done it at least in a pair of Speedos in the freezing cold or something.
This is all themed by Viking, who are sponsoring it. And so, therefore, I have to go to various destinations in the world. So, believe me, there will be some destinations. Who knows? Speedos might be on the cards.
I think we could get a vote, a Twitter poll, an X poll, we have to now call it, don't we? Whipped up on that, even as we speak.
Alexander Armstrong conducts an orchestra from the top of the Blackpool Tower pole. Now, that is what we would like to see.
Come on.
Kate,
In his Speedos. I pay a lot of money for that.
That's right. I wrenched the flag pole and I use that as my baton. How do you like
Kate
that?
this week is... Kate's doing her challenge this week, which I believe is riding on the back of a motorbike, dressed as Boy George and singing a medley of his top hits.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Live
Amazing.
On Friday.
There she is.
This is our version of a mock-up of it.
Is that Boy George?
Well, I think it's something that we could rustle up this morning.
Who's the guy on the front?
To be honest, that's actually probably me on the motorbike with a hat on. Anyway...
The guy on the front looks like...
It's not real. That's mocked up.
Right,
it
really?
all happens on Friday. Listen, guys, before we get on to all the other wonderful things you're doing, tell us what you're doing it for. Tell us why this is such an important charity.
Well, Global's Make Some Noise supports tiny charities across the UK. They're the kind of charities that don't get really any support, any light shined on them at all. So this is our way of shining that light and putting our arms around those small charities that really need a lot of help, especially now in the living crisis that we're in. So any money that anyone can spare, they can go over to heart.co.uk and just help us out. Every single penny counts.
And also get in touch with Classic as well, because what I love about this is these are charities that are literally people doing it on their kitchen table because there isn't anything else in that area. So it's wonderful to give them a voice and some cash too.
Alexander, is there going to be any jeopardy this week? Tell us what could be scary.
Yes. Well, I wish I knew, but I mean, I suspect there is going to be an actual Arctic draw at some point. There'll be some destination up there. I don't know.
Can I just say that I did walk in on Alexander Armstrong, or he walked in on me when I was using the loo, because it's very close to smooth radios. So he's probably had enough fear to last him a lifetime, and he needs to just have a little bit more gentler a time.
If it hadn't been for him, I would never have got to the top of Kilimanjaro. He basically carried me for the last 2 hours. So he's actually my hero, even if not yet the nation's, depending on how scary he is this week.
You're just being so mean to Alexander. Look, it's great to chat to both of you. Good luck with
Thank
it all.
you so much.
Good luck with it.
Well done, Amanda.
Cheers.
Fantastic.
Good luck this week, Alexander.